Hey, it's Lou Bortone back with another NotebookLM AI demo. You can find NotebookLM at notebooklm.google. This is a Google product. It is free at the moment. When you log into your NotebookLM, you can click one of the white Try NotebookLM buttons here. Let's go right to NotebookLM. This is my notebook. As you can see, I have created several, but you can just go here in the upper left to New Notebook, and it's going to ask you to add sources. You can add Google Docs, Google Slides. You can put in a link to a website, and it will give you a summary of that website and a whole insight on it. You can paste in text, and you can pull in TXT files, Markdown, or PDFs. In this case, what we're going to do is go to an article that I did on medium.com. So what I want to do in this case is I've got a written article that I created on Medium. You can take any article or website or PDF. And in this case, I'm going to say, I want to get some insights and feedback on this article that I wrote a while back about Mario Puzo. So I'm going to click on that. And I'll show you why I'm doing this, because I'm basically going to repurpose this article into a podcast. I've got my article here. All I'm going to do, I could copy the text and put it in, but I'm just going to copy the URL of this article. Then I'm going to go back to Notebook, and I'm going to say, I want to upload the source is going to be this article from this website. So I'm going to paste the URL in here. Then after a couple of minutes, you'll see that it gives you a summary of that article, my Medium article that I wrote. You can create a fact or a study guide or a table of contents or a briefing doc. So let's say I wanted to turn this into blog post or a mini course or even a book. I can just click on the table of contents. And based on the Medium article that I put in here, which was about Mario Puzo, I'm just going to call this one Mario so I can remember. It's going to give me that note, what they call notes. So it's given me a whole outline of everything that I wrote within that article, which I can save as a note here. I can bring in additional sources, or I can type into the chat. I like to go to this notebook guide because that gives you ideas for questions you may want to ask on it. So I've got my summary here. I've got my outline here. I could do a briefing document. I can put in different prompts. Like, again, they give you some samples here. How did the cultural and historical context of the 60s influence the success of The Godfather? So I'm going to click on that one and use that prompt. And then you can see that it gave me a little paragraph here, which I can copy or I can save to note. So I'm gathering all my information here in case I want to turn this into a book or something else. I can just go back to Notebook Guide and use my own questions or ask other questions. But what I want to do, because I want to turn this into a podcast, is I'm going to go to what I think is their best feature and their coolest feature, their audio overview. This is going to create what they call a deep dive conversation with two hosts. I'm going to click generate because it takes a while. And it's going to give me an interview with these two hosts based on the content that I put in, based on the Medium article. It's going to take that Medium article and they're going to have a discussion around it. It's a really cool way to create a professional sounding podcast. And I think, like me, you'll be blown away when you hear how natural sounding this AI is. So we're going to give it a second. I'll pause it and I'll come back when that audio overview is ready so that you'll be able to hear some of that. Okay, we're back. Here, they've given me a 7-minute interview, what they call a deep dive audio, based on the Medium article that I wrote about Mario Puzo. And I'm going to let you hear some of that to see what you think.
Okay, ever wonder where authors get their inspiration?
Yeah.
Get ready to peek behind the curtain of one of the most iconic novels and movies of all time,
Okay.
The Godfather. We're going deep on the real life story behind Mario Puzo's masterpiece.
Mhm.
You know the book that gave us Don Corleone, the chilling mob world and offers you can't refuse. But before Puzo was rubbing elbows with Hollywood, he was just a struggling writer drowning in debt.
Yeah, what's fascinating is how Puzo's financial struggles weren't just a biographical detail.
Right.
They were woven into the very fabric of The Godfather.
Okay, let's unpack
Okay,
here.
think about it. The desperation,
Uh-huh.
the hunger for a better life, the feeling of having to make difficult choices.
Yeah.
Those were all things Puzo was grappling with personally.
Yeah.
And those themes, that raw emotion, bleeds into the pages of the novel.
That's so interesting. So it's not just about the plot points, it's about the emotional undercurrent.
Okay, I just wanted to hear some of that because I think it's pretty amazing. You've got here a professional, natural sounding interview with two hosts who have given me new content around the Medium article that I have created. Now I can go here and download that, download the audio, and be done. I can just say, cool, I have a new podcast episode. I have these two hosts talking about my Mario Puzo article that I wrote for Medium. But I'm going to go one step further than that, and I'm going to go to Descript and turn it into a video or at least a thumbnail with a waveform so that it's not just an audio piece of content, but it becomes a video piece of content. So let me share a different screen here to get my Descript going. All right, I'm going to start a new project in Descript. It's going to be a video project, and I'm going to name it the same thing that I named my article, which was Howard Down and I Writer penned one of the greatest novels of all time. So to upload the file, I have to go, I just downloaded the audio from NotebookLM. I'm going to import the audio. Now, again, I want this to be a video, so I'm going to have some kind of images. I could put a slide here of Mario Puzo, but because it's going to be a podcast, I'm going to create a thumbnail in Canva while this is doing its thing here, and then bring it in. So that will be the visual to go over the audio. Now, the only other thing I want to do, because this is an audio podcast with a thumbnail here, placeholder, I'm going to go to Elements and add a waveform just to give it a little bit of visual interest here. Nothing special, just a quick little waveform. So let's see how that looks and sounds.
Ever wonder where authors get their inspiration?
Yeah.
Get ready to peek behind.
So that's it. I'm going to publish this in Descript and download it. And that's going to give me a professional, repurposed, brand new podcast episode. Again, I can go in because I have it in Descript. I could potentially go in here and edit it or clean it up, but I really like the way that the conversation sounds pretty natural. So I'm going to play a little bit of it just so you can hear it.
Apparently, he turned in the manuscript for The Godfather before he felt it was truly finished.
He had a European vacation booked
Well,
and a family that probably wouldn't mind seeing a little less of the inside of their local bakery. That advance was calling his name.
exactly. He needed that final payment. So off he goes to Europe, probably dreaming of pasta and gelato. When back, his agent calls with
So that's it. That's my podcast. It's about 7 minutes long. I have my AI hosts discussing the article that I created, and I have repurposed that Medium article into audio and video using NotebookLM and then a little extra goodness with Descript. So if you have any questions or you want to dig deeper into NotebookLM and other use cases, just shoot me an email or reach out anytime.